Good morning. Do you hear them? Birds out, already up at work, doing the things that they got to do for the day. Busy, busy, busy. God's creations all busy at work, doing their things that they got to do. Why is it that they're up so early? They're not living in darkness. They're not living in despair. Even on a cloudy, foggy day, they're out doing their thing that they got to do. There goes one right across there right now. Busy as can be. Why is it that they get up and they don't live in the darkness and despair that I used to? We have the choice of living life or staying in darkness. The Bible is very clear about that. We have all the opportunities in the world to live a life and to accept God's blessings that He brings upon us. But many times we choose to live in clouds with confusion that we bring upon ourselves, as Deuteronomy 28 says in the passages of disobedience. We bring the confusion upon ourselves when we fall away to a degree or backslide. We have the choice of having a bright, cheerful day, the way these birds in the background that you can hear. A bright day like the daffodils that are kind of winding down their season and the tulips that have faded. But we could choose to see the colors and the brightness that is still alive, is out there for us. Or we could just stay in the sadness, the darkness and despair as we wither away. And as we wither away, we need to understand the Bible also says that if you do not bear good fruit, you're not remaining in Him, because you're choosing to live apart from Him, even though you may seek Him. There are going to be many, many people who go to church, proclaim to believe in Jesus, but they're going to hear, Lord, Lord. They're going to come to the Lord and they're going to go, Lord, Lord, here I am, here I am. I've done great works in your name. I've done great deeds. I've spoken great words of yours. And Jesus is going to tell them, go away, for I never knew you. Because they didn't live in His glory. They lived in self. They may go to church, but at the end of the day, because of their ways of their lives, they will be told, go away, for I never knew you. Depart from me, you evildoer. Because they chose not to get up and live in the light, the very way we hear these birds getting up, living in the light. Seeing the beauty that God brings. Instead, they just see branches. They ignore what God puts in front of their eyes, because they choose to live in the sadness and the darkness and despair, the anxiety, the way I used to. They really don't see. They may see it to a degree, but they don't see the beauty of God's artwork. And they don't hear the birds, the beautiful things in the background of God, what God gave us to enjoy of His creations, to appreciate what He does. What has me seeing this morning is this. All this firewood was moved yesterday from a body that 10 weeks ago was broken. If you'd have told me that I could have done this 10 weeks ago before my surgery, at this point today, after 30 years of pain, I'd have told you no way. But yet there it is. Moved with the tractor. It was fun. And this is so fabulous to be able to walk. No cane, just hauling here. I mean, after I moved all of that, and I'm showing you to there. This is what happens when you get up like the birds do and say, you know what? I'm gonna live life. I'm gonna appreciate these trees that God put in front of me. I'm gonna appreciate listening to the birds out there, the nature, the colors, the trees that somehow, some way, knew to grow the flowers in the spring and the leaves. How do they know these things? Because God created them to do so. The designer designed everything in His way to where it has a season and a reason to give us His beauty and His colors and hope. Not despair, not fearing people's wrath in this world. He wants us to see the colors, the life. He wants us to live life with everything He's trying to give us, to see His beauty. Not just dirt. He wants us to see His works. And that's what the birds are doing out there. His works. They're appreciating His works. They're taking in, probably getting worms for their family. Food, yum, right? Healthy, right? My gosh, I wish that you could understand what I'm trying to share with you. To be able to walk normal, to just do this, no cane, no medication. And I should be sore as all can be this morning for how hard I pushed yesterday. And yet, God's showing off in spectacular form, with blessings upon blessings and His miracles. And that's what it's all about. We have the choice of living in darkness and despair, in our anxieties, or we can see the colors. And we can live life the way He asks us to live it, not the way the world tells us to live it. What would happen if the birds told each other, don't go out and collect the worms, stay at home. Don't go out and enjoy life and fly around. We wouldn't hear them, would we? Because they'd be listening to the world. But instead we hear their cheerfulness. Why is it that birds have more hope than some of humanity? Now there's a question for you. Something we need to consider. Have a blessed day.